Right. Okay, so the plan is to go over here and get these two things first. Why can't anything ever just, be inconvenient distant from one another? It's always go collect things and then they're scattered all over the place. Because this landscape is so fantastic, I need to travel it like 5 times or something. My Inquisitor sense is tingling. An old painting in carved wooden frame paint has rubbed off in some places. Come into the back of the frame, Lord Giro Lamarck. What that shows what Lord is he must have looked over 40 years ago. He was a strong resemblance to Fairbanks. I'm not really sure. I think I may have hit something that cost more to charge, but I'm not sure. Could you open this? See, so if you, unless you had a specific skill, you wouldn't be able to complete this quest. Just saying, that's kind of dumb. Well, it isn't the first time that's happened. That was just random grass sticking up through the floor. Sense. The shipmen are prepared, and once again the rats from Watcher's Reach are getting in my way. One woman got far enough into my camp to look at the crates. She's going for food, no doubt. Sneaky little peasants. Have traps next time. This time-worn diary was found among more valuable items. It is bound in leather and has a solid silver trim, which might be why it was saved. A few entries can still be made out. This has been the coldest winter I can remember. Even the river is frozen. No one should be out there. And this blizzard. So you can imagine my surprise when there was a knock on my gate. A young woman. She's looking for the Fairbanks cottage. I go out to say to her, nothing fair about this weather, but yes, you are at the right place. She throws back her cloak and I see she is heavy, less than 2 weeks away. Please help, she's almost in tears. I bring her into the house and sit her by the fire with some tea and slippers. She is young, not more than 20. Her hands are smooth, they have not seen a day of work in her life. Her clothes are travel-stained, but fine. The cloak must be worth at least 50 royals. Beautiful blue, trimmed with fur. Her name is Bernice, but she won't say more. Many girls come here not wanting to say who they are. I understand. Bernice has had the baby. A boy. Healthy. Full head of hair. She named him Everest. She tried to pay me with a heavy gold locket of falcon on his face. As of what it was, it looks valuable. This is her father's, and she doesn't care to have it anymore. Still, she might not, but her son might one day want to know where he's from. A new year. Bernice should be healthy enough to leave, but it's still cold, and I just cannot turn her out. I'll ask her to stay and be my assistant. I've needed help for a while. My fingers are not as nimble as they used to be. Clever girl. She will make a fine apprentice. Okay, let's see. Then we need to. Well, basically, I'll just teleport back. And I'll go down, get to the cave, and go north, get the proof, teleport back to the Watcher's Reach place, and then I should hopefully be done with this area, unless there's another surprise quest that pops out of nowhere somewhere along the way. I mean, really, I wouldn't put it past them. Sorry if I'm, I have a hard time being enthusiastic. I mean, I'm not exactly I'm a bit tired as is. This game's not helping on it. But I hope you see why this game would make me so meh. Or maybe not. In which case I can probably expect to get an earful at the end of all this. Like when I played Bioshock Infinite. AAA hasn't been good to me lately, I noticed. Well, that's a talk for another day. Let's focus on the game. Let's try to focus on the game, I should say. Moving on. Right, so he has revealed a place that I've found before. Go figure. Well, it does look interesting in here. Well, welcome to the ever cold ice thingy.
Is the Qun some kind of big secret? How come no Kunari I've met will explain it even slightly?
It's not a secret. It's just too big for a quick chat. Tell me about the Qun is like saying tell me about economics. Most Kunari know just enough to get by. It's like blind dwarves trying to figure out a dragon by touch. Only the priests really have the whole picture, and they spend their whole lives figuring that crap out.
Well, I'll leave them to it then.
Interesting. Also nice to hear you people talk to each other. Maybe we could have a bit more of that. So I can actually be reminded that you are, characters and not just, drones walking around with swords to assist me on my epic quest to get higher numbers. There used to be a story in this game. Where did that go? There must be something to do somewhere. I mean, they can't all just be bare bones minimum gameplay areas with some nice setting dressing. There must be something out here. I mean, why else would people rant and rave about how great this game is? For fuck's sake, it got Yahtzee's stamp of approval. Expect something better than this. Anything! Ugh. Sorry. I know it must be quite the time to hear me keep bitching and moaning like this, but what do you want me to say? What can I say at this point? Oh, well-known noble Lawrence Olay. Amice Lamarck established the ancient house of the time of Emperor Cordelius Dragon. Sadly, the bloodline ended with Lord George Lamarck, who disowned his only daughter, Order Bernice. The shield of Lamarck bears a falcon volant on a field of sky blue and gold. The house motto is, "To the sun on blessed wings." Not many people take the road west into Parentdale for the sake of pleasure. Few living things inhabit the rocky countryside save for silver miners, wyverns, and an astoundingly pugnacious breed of mountain goat. In far-off days, the mountains around the city were full of dragons, and perhaps this was what first brought it to the attention of the Pentagast kings. Certainly it was not the goats. Although the region has belonged to Navarra since the late Blast Age, travelers here will find much that reminds them of provincial Elysian town. A great carving depicting the lion slaying the dragon adorns Parentdale's gate, and many Elysian lions decorate the city's buildings. And there are still many citizens who cling to the hope that the Empress will restore the city to the Empire. Historians mostly agree that it was not the dragons nor the silver, and certainly not the goats that began centuries of warfare between Olay and Navarra. It was Emperor Etienne Valmont and the Pentagasts. In 782 Storm, the Pentagast family, fresh on the throne again for the first time in generations, and eager to build up their alliance lost by the Van Marken dynasty, approached the Emperor to solidify a peace treaty through marriage. The Emperor was under great pressure to produce an heir, set aside his Empress of 17 years, and wed Princess Sotia Pentagast, theoretically cementing a promise of peace and cooperation between Navarra and Olay. Promises are hard to keep. By 797 Storm, Sotia was still childless, and the Emperor sent her to the cloister so that he might marry her mistresses. As anyone other than Etienne might have predicted, the Navarrans took this poorly. Angry letters arrived in the Imperial Palace by the cartload. A small war party of Pentagast rode into Olay and reclaimed Princess Soteria. But the Navarrans did not take military action yet. They were strategists and knew to buy their time. In 846 Blast, while most of the Elysian army was committed to the war for Elben, the Pentagast began their war against Olay. The Elysians rallied their defense and drove the Navarrans from Gisland and Orleans, but at the cost of much of their northern territory. Parentdale was lost and they were recovered, a lingering sign that peace between the two nations was impossible. Okay. Okay, I'm supposed to go over here now. Oh wait, is there a choice coming up? Holy shit! Paint me green and call me Frankenstein! A choice! Well, I don't know that yet, but there might be a choice. I mean, why else would there be multiple markers? So maybe that's not a choice. Why are you here?
You've been investigating my birth. You haven't found anything, have you?
You're the child of Lady Bernice Lamarck.
I know who I am. Will you give me what you found, please? Honestly, Clara's intentions are good, but she is young and idealistic. Clara believes that being noble gives you power, freedom. She's wrong. It is just another cage. She told you the story of Lord Giraud Lamarck. The man turned his back on his only child and murdered her one true love for appearances. I don't want to be entangled in that. I don't want Clara in it. Do you understand?
I'm sorry, something requires my attention over there.
I'm standing because of you. I've little to give, but I'll always be grateful.
Good day to you, Inquisitor.
You were right. Fairbanks is noble by birth. Fairbanks is not even his real name.
Let me see. Évariste Lamarck. I knew it from the start. I know just who to give this to. This will be enough to make the council sit up and take notes. I'll send this on as soon as possible. Thank you, Inquisitor.
Okay, so how come when I said to Fairbanks I had evidence, it was like, okay, give it to me, and I could make a choice. And here's just like, I have evidence. Here, give me! Shoot! You solved the quest! Thank you! Get the fuck out! I mean... Seriously? Oh my god. Do I need to explain what's wrong here? Okay, I'll explain to you why this doesn't make any sense. First of all, while we have the information, we are basically given a yes or no option. We're just given two options. We're not allowed to, talk, discuss, or find a third. Let's just give it to him or give it to her. And if you just even mention it to her, then you give it to her automatically, which doesn't make any sense. No way to... Oh, God. What? Ugh. Is any of the original team even here? I'm serious. Is anyone who worked on Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2 actually working on this? Because I can't see it. Seriously, was this your attempt at giving me a choice? Not allowing me to actually, consider just, oh, here, have it even. Yoink! Not allowed to ask them about it, not allowed to try to convince me, it's just either or. With so many questions left unanswered. I wasn't even sure if I want to give it to her. I just want to mention it because I expected that, like with Fairbanks, the game would go, okay, but are you sure you want to give it to this person? Instead of just going, oh, well, yeah. Second time is, the trap move. So, yeah, activate my trap cards, quest solved. Haha, fuck you. What the hell is up with this? Oh, but we're done here. We're done. We're done here. We can leave. And I can go back to Skyhold. At one point I considered going back to early areas and solve quests that I had not solved. But you know what? I can tell you right now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going for each area once and seeing what I can find. And then I'm not coming back. I'm gonna go visit Colin, give him the letters, and then end for today before I have a fit.
How was a place like this ever lost?
Good question. Colin, I got your thing.
The smugglers we interrogated gave up the Red Templars' main source of red lyrium, Inquisition.
What interrogation? We
Located
killed
in the
them.
Dales, near a town called Sarnia. Destroying the mine there will cripple Samson's operations.
Samson will have to cut back on his share if there's less red lyrium to go around.
I would be very surprised if he could muster the discipline.
Well, that solves that, I guess. So, this has been Eric Cooper, and this has been Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition Blind. See you all around.